In down panel.
Sorry, Yura?
In down panel. Okay.
Yeah. So I found it.
Okay, please share screen. Please share presentation, or I can do it if. Okay, let's start. Hello, everyone. As Allah mentioned previously, I have been working as a software engineer for about a few years, and I want to share knowledge. I want to have discussion about object-oriented programming, and I hope our meeting will be interesting for all. For all people who are here, the topic object-oriented programming is a fundamental topic for each for guys who work in IT sphere or who are interested in IT sphere, and to my mind, for specialists in IT sphere have to know something about object-oriented programming. Someone maybe need more knowledge, someone less knowledge, but in general, yes, it's an interesting topic. And let's start. What is object-oriented programming? Actually, OOP is a computer programming model that organized software design around data or objects rather than functions and logic. Before object-oriented programming, software developers used functional approach, but object-oriented approach is better. That's why nowadays we use it in for software development. And generally, for object-oriented programming consists of 6 building blocks. As you can see, it's class, object, encapsulation, polymorphism, inheritance, and abstraction. Let's know more about each point. Please, next slide. The base the base point for object-oriented programming is class and instance. Class is some user-defined data type. It's some blueprint for individual objects. And objects are instances of a class created with special defined data. Please go to next slide, because for me it's interesting to see the picture. Yes, it's the text is a little boring for me, and yeah, thank you. And as you can see, for example, let's look at 2 examples here. First with a car, and second with Pokemons. About car, we can create a class with some properties. I mean, fields and methods. Fields save some data about state of the class, and methods describes the behavior. As we can see, we can create some class car with fields year, make, model, and after that we can create instances of the class. It could be Camry, Camaro, Sonata, Volkswagen Golf, doesn't matter. If we have some class car, we can create an instance of this class. And second example is we can create some class Pokemon, and we have attributes that describes the state of the class. It could be name, type, health, date of birthday, etc., etc. And we can add methods. If you can see, for Pokemon, methods are attack, dodge, evolve, etc. And if we have a class, we can create some instance of this class, and it could be, I don't know, Pikachu or another Pokemon. Maybe you know better which Pokemon is the most powerful, and this is first point. Yes, if you remember the picture, for the class, the classes and objects are some first point, the main for object-oriented programming, and we can discuss this point before go further to next points. Maybe someone have questions about it.
Or maybe I suggest also sharing some experience that you have with object-oriented programming, how you used it, how you learned it. So you can ask questions. Yeah, ask questions, and Yura will answer your questions if you are like a newbie. Or you can tell us about your experience with object-oriented programming. So you're welcome. If you want to answer, raise your hand so that we can see who would like to speak, and then we'll decide how we'll arrange our communication later on. So guys, anything about experience or any questions to ask Yura about object-oriented programming, about objects and classes? No one? Someone mentioned about the experience. Margarita?
Yeah, but for those moments, I have many questions because it's like pretty easy. What's all about this? Like,
okay, and what about you? Can you tell us about your experience with our object-oriented programming? Whether it was like successful, I don't know, whatever. Share about it.
Yeah. I have I'm working as a software developer at the company as well. So at my commercial experience, I have an opportunity to working with Java. So probably, not probably, actually, I need to use Java there. So because we have a stack of technologies like JavaScript and also Java. And we need like to make the classes also like to use all of these principles like encapsulation, abstraction, and someone else. Yeah, what I can say about this, Java is pretty cool, but it's not so easy. For example, I know that we have a language Golang. It also like, it's not object oriented, but it's like pretty similar as Java, but it's not so, I can say straight. It's like more difficult because in Java, everything is so understandable and not simply, it's like structural. So you know what you should do and how it should be, because we have like 4 principles, how it should look. So it's like more in them, you know, like bodies, I guess so. So what I can say about the Java, it's like pretty cool. And for the backend, I'm really fond of this language. And also I want to say that OP, it's makes simpler a lot of things in programming, because you know that all of those things, like for example, in JavaScript, it's like more familiar, you know, that you can do everything what you want. And in Java, it's more like should be straight. So yeah.
Any questions to Margarita or to Yura? Comments?
Margarita, can you without hands, my question. Can you create a Pokemon with Java?
Yeah, I guess so. And what properties do you want to have?
I think attack, defense are the main methods here.
Margarita, have you tried another languages except Java, for example, Python? Can you compare them?
No, I haven't used this, but as you know, JavaScript is like half of object-oriented programming language. So a lot of programmers like have a discussions about this because in JavaScript we can use objects and classes as well. So I can say that I'm using another object-oriented programming like JavaScript. Half of, I can say like this.
Okay, so who would like to ask any more questions or comment about object-oriented programming, comment on object-oriented programming and the information that you have heard from Yura? You're welcome, guys. No ideas? Okay, share your experience with object-oriented programming. It would be interesting to listen to your experience, about your experience, to your ideas about object-oriented programming, maybe to some advantages and disadvantages of the technology. No one? Okay, then Yura, you can continue.
Let's continue. Can you go to next slide? Classes, please, next. Next slide. Okay, please. Next. Oh, stop. Encapsulation. Oh, it's
This one, encapsulation.
Encapsulation. Encapsulation. It's a very interesting point, and I like this picture. We can in object-oriented programming, by using object-oriented programming, we can encapsulate some details of methods inside the object. For example, use private methods inside the object. Yes, because if you know in most languages like Java, C#, we can create private and public fields, and we can see a good example of encapsulation if you I mean first page, first picture. If you need some I don't know, some information, and you go to the window, yeah, you say, please give me some cards, some letter, and you don't know what she is doing if and I have maybe better example. It's from practice. For example, if you have bank account, yeah, it's a bad idea to show information about you I mean to save your information as a private. And in the bank, if some employees of the bank need information about you as a client, yeah, he can make request for some I don't know, API or services, and she sent your full name, date of birthday, or maybe some other information, and he will receive not all information about you. He will receive only information that needed for him. Yeah, it's some it is good for privacy, and this example is this example of using encapsulation in practice. Second example in the picture is some capsule, some medicine eel. You don't know what are inside. You know about methods and variables, and variables are some things actually the ilk consists of some things. You can read it by the name of the medicine, yeah, but you don't know how it was produced. You know about methods. It's some fraction, or for example, you need if you have a headache, you need medicine, and you know that the method of this medicine is that you will feel better. If you have headache, you know that this medicine influence on your headache, on your behavior at the moment, and it's all about encapsulation. Maybe someone have a question or want to share information with us.
Yeah, guys, please share your experience with encapsulation, if you have any. Those who joined, do you have any experience? Guys, come on.
Okay, I have been working with encapsulation, so I have an experience. It's like a really cool thing, and that's make difference between, for example, Java and JavaScript, because in Java you have a data hiding. So I mean encapsulation, like with like some main word like private and protected, but in JavaScript you can like to use encapsulation, but you can't to make this data hiding protected. What I mean that in architecture of the programming language like JavaScript, we haven't such as this opportunity like to make a protected like this data hiding, and in Java we can do it. Like that's the main difference, like encapsulation in Java and JavaScript, and that's really cool.
Okay, any questions? Any other comments? Guys, why have you joined this conference? If you have no questions, no comments, come on. No one? Okay, no questions, no comments.
Okay, I have a question for Margarita. Have you used TypeScript? You mentioned Java and JavaScript, but what about TypeScript?
Yeah, I have been working with TypeScript, but it's like, you know that when we like to compare Java and JavaScript, it's more easier like to tell about those two programming languages, because TypeScript, it's more like about language that have a high level of protecting types. So probably like to compare Java and TypeScript, it's like don't have a big deal, I guess so. So for make a comparing between like two different programming languages, I think that the more good example is Java and JavaScript than Java and TypeScript.
Interesting comparing. Actually, as I know, JavaScript is not is language without contract typing, and JavaScript is famous because it's a multifunctional language, and you can do anything fast by using JavaScript, and yeah, you don't have modification like protected in JavaScript, and but you can create application faster. It's some I think each programming language has some advantages and disadvantages.
Okay,
yeah,
guys.
I say something like this. Yeah.
Sorry, Margarita.
Yeah, I said like something like this, just to compare encapsulation in Java and JavaScript.
I see. So, guys, what do you think? Should I maybe divide you into groups, and you may discuss about your experience, or about you may discuss the information that you have heard? So, like in groups of 2, so that you can have speaking. So if you like this idea, please let me know. Raise your hand so that I can see who wants to speak, and then I will break you into the rooms where you can discuss anything you want to, but related to our topic, I suppose. Okay, Dima. Okay.
No, I would like to add that, I really want to speak, but as in my situation, I haven't had any experience in programming exactly in OOP, and I just, try to get something. And what I want to say, I really, I don't know, thank you for information, but I cannot share some experience because I don't have them, and this is why I cannot, say something.
Okay, great. But you may discuss the information that you have heard. So yeah, Dima, I got your idea. Yeah, thank you for the feedback. Anyone else? At least give me your feedback so that we can see how to work like later. Svetlana?
I am the same because I have no any experience about programming languages, knowledge in this field. I have been learning UI/UX designer, and I have been learning designed programming programs like Figma, like user these programs, Figma and Photoshop, and this knowledge new. Interested, but I don't know. I don't have any knowledge and information for discussing, share information about it.
Okay, I see. So guys, then let's vote. Should we listen the information that Yura prepared for us and just have some, it's like a lesson and discussion? Or if you want to speak, again, I can break you, I can divide you into rooms and you can speak with each other. So let's vote. Listening to the information. So who is for this? Great. Only Svetlana. Bogdan, Margarita. Okay, great. So like common discussion. Great. So, and yeah, okay, I see. And is there anyone who wants to be with a partner and to speak with a partner about the information that you have heard or about any other information? Also, please raise your hand. Okay. Oh, Dima. Yeah, Dima. Okay, only Dima. Then let's continue. So Yura, let's continue later on. I will do it, Dima, for you at the end. Okay?
Actually, I have point. As for me, for the people who don't have experience, you can ask questions.
Yeah.
If something is interesting, or you want to know more about some point, you can ask. Actually, it doesn't matter.
Dima wants to ask. Yeah, Dima.
Good idea, Yura, but okay. which question should I ask you if if this information new for me?
Yeah, but you have heard some information right now, yeah, before it, and
yeah, I get my point that I get main point, but you know, it's like all of us knew that programming is more about practice, and you can hear a lot of information. Yes, you think you understand it, but when business when you start coding, you understand that you should get more information. Yeah, and my main point is I don't know what should I ask.
Yeah. May I ask Yurii? Yeah.
Dim, all programmers need more information. If you work 1 year, you can think I know only a little part of knowledge about software development. I have to know more about it, and I don't know. You can think in 2 years I will know all about software developers, but after 2 years you think, oh my gosh, I don't know. I don't know all information that I need to create something.
The teacher at school said now that the more you know, then less you know.
Yeah. I absolutely agree.
Okay, great.
But object-oriented concepts are base for all all I don't know processes related to atmosphere, and someone mentioned design, but I have also example. If you create some design for software development, yes. For example, let's consider the process of creation, the website, yes, because I'm a developer, and this field is more famous for me. And if you create, for example, logo for the website, it will be some property of object. Because in most cases we use, okay, let's consider the example with logo. In most cases we use JavaScript for front-end development. I mean, some framework, React, Angular, Vue, and the logo will be some property of a JavaScript object. Sorry, I need.
Okay, guys, so let's wait for Yurii. Svetlana, have you got anything Yurii was explaining to you? Yeah. And how is your job related to programming?
I have no commercial experience in design. I only in learning process. I switcher. I'm a switcher in this direction. Because of war, I have to change my job, my direction previous, and I at university when I learned, I used to try using programming languages. As I know, it's using basis of information, some information. It's sorting, collecting, and saving in special places, servers, and all information can be filters or can be
chosen.
selected. Yes, thank you. Selected, chosen in different groups, classes, at theirs according their properties, and it's language, programming language. It's a logical system of sorting these properties, dates, and using it in process of using of program, of build of program. It's a very difficult process for me, but I think when you deepen this knowledge time to time, you will understand, and it will be close and understandable, more clear, more. It will be easier than it
Great.
was.
Great, thank you. Anyone wants to share? Thank you, Svetlana. No? Okay, Yura, you may continue.
Okay, please. Next slide. To inheritance, it's my likely point of object-oriented programming, because I don't like to create new code. I like to reuse the code, and inheritance is some way to reuse the code from other classes. In object-oriented programming, you can create one class based on another. You can see some example with creation of a new a new person. Yes, if you have dad and mom, you inherit some properties, or to set it more convenient, yes, from your relatives. And in a second example, if we have some class vehicle, we can create a class with method, and for later we can create a few classes, but based on this class vehicle. We can create class bus, car, truck, doesn't matter, and etc. And if we're talking about some example from real world or real commercial experience, in each system, in each system, I mean web sites, we have users. And if I proceed with user, after that, some users can be employees. And I can create class employee based on user. Actually, the class user have some parameters like first name, last name, date of birthday, yes, and email and password, but it's hashing. Okay, it doesn't matter, and password. And later I can create some class employee or customer or consumer based on user. And this is a good point to use code in the future. And as for me, inheritance is a very good practice. If you haven't question, we can go to next.
No, I think that we need to discuss this one. Guys, what do you think about inheritance? It's very clear and understandable. You may comment, you may ask questions. Again, you may share your experience. Who wants to share? Bogdan? Bogdan? No? Margarita?
Oh, I don't need what I can share about this, because Yurii says everything
Okay. Well, maybe some experience with it. Maybe you had such a practice when you saved a lot of time by using this method. I'm not a professional, but I may assume that it is possible.
Yeah, sure, but that's like an obligatory condition to working with object-oriented languages. So it's like how to say this? It's obligatory. I don't know. I don't know how to say this.
By default, it's default feature, yeah. Like,
it's okay. Probably we can say that this is default because we must to do it. We must, yeah, we must to do it.
We must do it. Okay, great. Anyone else? Okay, so then Yura, you can continue.
Yes, continue with next concept, polymorphism. Actually, objects are designed to share behaviors, and we can take on more than one form. And polymorphism is a way to use objects in a different way. You can see in the picture some first example. If a few objects has a method speak, yeah, actually objects can speak in different way, but if you use inheritance object as a base object, you can call for method speak, and each object will speak as it known, I mean, due to the behavior or span of each object. And we have a second example with countries here. We have class country, and we have two classes. I mean, we create a new class Bhutan based on the class country, and we create class Mumbai based on the country. We can override the methods. It means that we in Bhutan we override method get currency. We create this method with different logics than in country. And later we can use method get currency, and each method, each object implements those method in a different way. Polymorphism is way to use objects in a different way. For actually, there are a second form of polymorphism. We can create method with different set of parameters, but it depends on the programming language. In C# and as I know in Java also, we can create a few methods with the same name and with different sets of parameters, and it's second form of polymorphism, and that's it about this point.
Okay, any questions, any comments? No. Okay, then guys, what I suggest doing, still let's try some speaking activity and give a small break to Yura, and Yura will also participate, I suppose. So I will still divide you into groups, and you may discuss so the question, why you are here, so why you joined this speaking club. Tell each other a few words about yourself, and just share some information about you, so that you can have some speaking for 5 minutes, I suppose, and meet each other better. and practice your English. Okay, let's do it. Well, I'm going to, like 2 people, I suppose. Okay. Okay, I will automatically do it like 2 people. Yeah, and then so let's do 3 people. Yeah, so and now I know how to do it. How to change it. Okay, probably it's like this. Yeah, and 3 people. Okay, so and I allow you the opportunity. Okay, so guys, now you are in different rooms, so you can have a discussion. There are 2 people in the room, so come on, join the rooms. Don't be lazy.
And how many minutes?
Yeah, 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
Okay.
Ksenia, join the room. Yura is waiting for you.
Developing something in Python.
Yeah, sure. I can write classes in Python, but for data engineering, classes is not popular approach. We use functions, and that's all. Big part of our work is working with cloud computing, such as AWS, Azure, and GCP cloud.
Actually, I was wondering, I'm not a professional, but can I ask a question actually? So can object-oriented programming be useful for any case? Because I hear a lot about object-oriented programming and everyone praises this technology. However, I do understand that there is no technology that can be used anywhere and for every case. So guys, what can you tell me? Are there any problems that can appear with the object-oriented programs, or I don't know, functionality, or with using it?
There is a front-end framework named React, and there are 2 approaches. The one is a functional approach and object-oriented approach. And as far as I know, object-oriented approach becomes deprecated, and functional approach becomes new and modern.
And it works better.
Actually, I have a point. Because I have experience in creation functional in creation of application on React by using functional approach, but functional approach is but you can use object oriented in functional approach. I mean that you can create, for example, some React functional component selector and use it in a few other components. I mean, you can create page for I don't know, for login. Well, user can you can select date of birth, your country, yeah, and you will for use of the component selector again and again, and this kind of object-oriented approach. And just for me, you have to use sharp, use object-oriented approach, and you can create everything from web application, desktop application with using WinForm or WPF. Yes, about web application, you can use ASP.NET Core, and you can create mobile application with Unity, and you can, Eduard mentioned some Azure functions, but we can use Azure functions and computing with C# program.
Great. Any more questions? So, Yura, is it over? I mean, your presentation, or you have some more slides?
It's
over. Okay, guys, so there can be last activity for today. I suggest having one more activity in groups of 2. So there are 4 people. I can split you in some other groups, and you can have a discussion with some other person, so that you can have experience today with 2 speakers at least. Do you like this idea? Is everyone for it? Okay. Yeah, Gennady is for it. Eduard, would you like to have some discussion with your partner right now? Speak English with a partner.
Sounds great. Yes, sure.
Okay, and Svetlana. So then let's do it. Give me a second to arrange this stuff.